Okay, this is my 2013 Yamaha TW200. I've had it for 3.5 years now. When I bought it, it had 400 miles on it, and then I'm at 3,800 miles, and I've done some upgrades to it, kind of front to back, but I'll just go over those briefly. And the last thing I'll do is the tail bag, which pops on and off. But anyway, by the way, the color has changed because that's a white fender, but I use the 3M vinyl wrap to wrap that, as well as the side panels and around the back like that. So it gives it a cooler look, I thought. And it matches the Yamaha. I think it's called deep dark purple blue is the color, factory color. So it's all looks the same. Starting at the front, that's the Gms LED light. Uses half the battery power of the normal light. So if you leave your switch on by accident, it's not sucking down your battery so fast. I have the Hexus bush protectors, handlebar protectors. Those are great. Most important thing I've added to the bike, and everyone should do it in my opinion, is you want the heavy duty skid plate. That's a must. And the other thing, which is I think equally important, is to change your rear sprocket to the 44. This bike in first gear stock, it'll go like a maximum wound out of like 5, 6, 7 miles an hour before you have to put it in second gear. And it means you end up changing gears going up the littlest incline or a steep incline. It's a real pain in the ass, and you don't have enough headroom in first gear. Also, the bike stock 55 miles per hour, you're redlining and the bike is screaming, and now this bike will go 60, 65 comfortably at 60, 65. It'll go up to 75 miles an hour. So it's better at the low end, and it's not embarrassingly slow on the highway or on the big roads or something. So that's the big change. Bigger foot pegs, much improved. Looking up front here, new mirrors. The little round mirrors come with it are great, but they're not big enough. And then I have, this is the Garmin Montana 680T with topography. We use this all the time because there's a lot of the other trail tracking GPSs don't work as well as this one. We've tried a whole bunch of them. They don't work that great. The Spot, this is for when you get lost, or if you don't get lost, what'll happen is a couple times during a day or during a trip, or maybe every hour or two, I'll press this OK button, and the wife gets a text message to her phone with a GPS coordinate and also a map that shows exactly where we are. So I just hit that, and she gets a message says, yeah, everything's fine, don't worry about us, all's good. And if you get in trouble, there's a couple of options. You can hit SOS, that will bring out the fire and rescue. They will fly, helicopter, horse, whatever it takes to come and get you. And this is another one. This one says if you press this, it means your contacts will get it, like your wife or neighbor or friend or whatever, saying I need help, this is where I am, can you come and help me? The SOS is like urgent, like hurt, like holy crap, I need help. That's what that's for. Down here I have a Trail Tech tachometer, and that has been really handy, especially when I was trying out different sprocket sizes for my rear to find out what was the ideal one. And again, the 44 popped up to be the ideal. I'll have to confirm it's 44. I think it was the 44. The one that gives you a little more high end. That's been outstanding. So when the engine's running, highly recommend a tack, which of course the bike doesn't have. Nothing changed here. I use this quad lock for my phone, which is helpful. It really snaps it in. Then I have this three-way, it has 3 different ends. I use one to plug into the Spot, but it has batteries, but I keep it plugged in anyway. I use the other one. There's 2 different types, whether you have an iPhone or if you have a Samsung. I have a Samsung to plug into there, so it just ends up being plugged into my phone. And that is connected down back through here to this switch, which goes to my battery. I had a switch here before, just a regular one without the on-off, and it killed my battery. We're in the middle of the desert, and we were dead as a doornail on a rocky terrain, and we had trouble starting the bike because it was not pushable area. So anyway, this one has an on-off. Highly recommend getting the thing with the on-off. Got that, I think, from Amazon or eBay or somewhere. And then when I'm not riding the bike, I plug in my charger to there, the battery tender. So that's been great. Anything else changed on here? I just put a new chain on it, slightly different chain. Supposedly at the Yamaha dealer, apparently it's less likely to get grit inside it. I don't know what the difference is, but anyway, that's all the same. Oh, the seat's new. It's a seat concept seat. I like it much better. It is softer and it's wider through this area. My butt used to kill me on this thing. And then around back, before I get to the tail bag, the graphics are the same. That's all I have to show about that. Last thing is a tail bag. I have a replacement from a different one. This one's from a Nelson rig. It's called the Root 1. And it's the handiest thing. It comes off with two snaps. I can take it right on and off. Just lift it right off. Again, I use a cycle rack. Use two different types. One where this doesn't come up, it's flat across. But I like this one better for many reasons. If I look inside here, I have some bungee cords, hat, gloves, important stuff. I have a tow rope, ass wipe. So you might get a flat tire out there, and we've had flat tires, and it was a bad scene. But this actually worked like a charm. Filled it up. Next thing question becomes, how do you fill your tire up with air? And we have a pump in here. There is the pump. So here's your tire pump. Then we realized the problem was, how are we going to pump it up? It means I have to take my seat off to get access to the 12-volt battery. And that's a pain, so that means getting out tools and all that sort of thing, which I do have tools. I keep them in the side here. These are my tools. I use that for hanging my helmet. So there is our pump, but then I have the battery tender portable battery. This is a game changer. So I simply plug in my air inflator, my compressor to here, and it pumps up my tires when I have a flat tire. And not only that, you can leave it in here. You have it charging your phone or charging up your drone or whatever. I keep my drone in here. It's not here right now, but I keep my drone in here as well. So that's there. So I have a battery charger. I have an air compressor. I have clothes. I have a tire repair kit, which hopefully I don't have to use, because I'd rather use this, pump it up, and just get going. Things were really bad. We have an MRE here, meal ready to eat, from the military thing. You can find all this stuff online. And good set of gloves, toilet paper, and back here. Make sure I treat my fuel every time I fill up. One thing about these two strokes, I find that if I don't use it for 2 or 3 months, my carbs, it runs really bad, and it gets sticky in the lift, whatever happens inside the carb, and I end up taking to the Yamaha dealer to get it. Take apart the carb and clean it out. It cost me $150, but then it runs like a charm after. And on this side I have glasses and a glass case. And I typically also carry, I usually carry a gun. If I'm out in the trails, I carry a gun, and I carry I keep my extra shells in here. And that's why I have a lock. So if I have my gun on here, I lock it up. And again, this just snaps, pops right off, and you are good to go.